Welcome back to the Ascended Cast. I'm John Sanchez here with
Sorry, I'm yawning. Matt.
just waking up. Just waking up after everything we talked about.
I don't like how I say my name sometimes.
You're just like, Matt, I'm here. I'm Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
But we're back from another episode here. Well, we're on episode 7 now, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. But it's going to be a little free, a little wild card show. Kind of just talk about some shit. Talk about some shit that's on our minds. So I guess one will be like what we just talked about, moving in, making some moves,
Oh, yeah.
planning some stuff.
Yep. Getting shit set in motion.
Yeah, I know, like all aspects too, like not just with that, but fucking business.
Oh, yeah. Business wise, just lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
Mindset changes. All the belief patterns, belief systems just changing.
Yeah, isn't it funny too, like how you look at it and you're just like, I'm making all these changes, and then you go back and like, damn, like look where I was at a year ago. Like I'm a very reflective. I'm always a very reflective person. So like, you know, like how people are just like always like they get down on themselves. They're like, oh, like why don't I have this yet? Or like why am I not here yet? Or why am I not doing this yet? And I think one thing that always helped me get grounded back that way is like, okay, what was I doing last year at this time? And if like I was, if I was at this point, if I was the person who I was last year, if I'm at the point now, like what would they be thinking? I'd be like, they'd be freaking happy. They'd be ecstatic.
Yeah.
They'd be like, damn, that's what you're doing?
No, I've definitely fucking completely dissolved and changed and grown into a whole nother person since last year.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, it's just, but I just, like you said, I reflect. Like you said, you reflect. I also reflect. I'm just like, damn, everything I've experienced has allowed me to be in the position I am in right now. Like,
yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
And it's just, I'm just grateful for it. Like,
I'm really, really big on that because I look at when we were just coming out of college. I would say high school, but I don't even think in high school I had a really clear idea of what I wanted my life to be. I think you get like projected so many things. Oh, I need to go to college, or I need to go work, or I need to go do this, or I need to go do that. I feel like when I was like 19, 20, like I started to like kind of get that direction of like, okay, what do I want to do? And I actually had a kind of a breakthrough moment. Like it's kind of the one thing that's cool. Like when being a personal trainer, well, how I train, like I really talk to my clients and I try to use like my experiences in my life to kind of help them with something like that they feel like they might be struggling with or something like that they want to build on or get better at. And so I was talking with a potential new client, and she was basically going over like asking me like about my background, like about everything, like what I've been doing, like fitness wise and experience wise. And it just like when I was talking, I didn't even like mean to say this, but like I was talking with her, and it's like funny because like in the last year, where I've kind of done this full fledged, like I'm doing this full time, like this is like my job, my purpose, my career, and everything like that. And it's funny because like I felt like I was doing this before, but it was always with like one foot in, one foot out. Like I was kind of doing it, but then I was also like, okay, I'm gonna go to school and like make sure that like if this doesn't work out, I can still get a job. I have my degree to fall back on, or something to fall back on. And now it's like I don't even think twice about that. Like, oh, like I'm gonna go do something else, or I'm gonna go try to find another job, or this is hard right now, so I'm just gonna go do something else. Like I told you, beginning of the month, had some issues, and that's one of those things that were like, at personally and perceptive, like, okay, is this really what I want to do? Like this is the challenges, this is the obstacles that come along with being a trainer, being an entrepreneur, being self-employed. So is this really what I want to do? And like every time the answer was like, yeah, no, I enjoy what I do. Like I enjoy my life. This is hard right now, but I just have to deal with it. I have to address it and move forward. And so it was just like funny because like when I was talking with her, I was just like, yeah, like I feel like I'm finally like comfortable and confident with what I'm doing, to where I can say, yeah, this is what I do. Like this is my career. Like this is what I'm doing, and I'm doing well at it. Like I was at a family party and like they were all asking me about how things went. I'm just like, I'm good. Like I enjoy it. I have a lot of plans going on that I'm trying just to grow and get better. Like not just be a personal trainer, but be an entrepreneur overall. And so, yeah, it's just funny like coming full circle and seeing like where I was at like 19, 20, 21 and thinking like, yeah, if that kid now saw what I was doing now, they'd be like, I would have never thought you'd be doing that. Like, I would have never thought, like, I would have accomplished that. So it's always like, we always want to feel down on ourselves when things are going well or things are going right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I'm very big on just being able to ground yourself through things. And so I feel like it's always a good little tool. Just go back and look at what you had a couple years ago. See what you thought you would have been or what you thought you couldn't do. And after you're doing it now, like, that should be testing around that you're growing, you're becoming a better person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could resonate with that. Because I for sure didn't. I would have never thought I would be doing what I'm doing when I was fresh out. Like, no, not even fresh out of high school. I mean, I feel like.
Well, think about,
I feel like even when I went through, I literally became a firefighter.
Yeah.
And like through the whole process, which is what I needed, is in my initiation process of becoming a man
mm-hmm.
and understanding, certain aspects in life, like, and so that allowed me to really transfer over into what I do now. So it's like it's one of those things where I like every time I look back, I'm like, damn, like literally everything I've done has set me up for this.
Yeah.
And if I don't serve or provide my purpose, like I'm not doing.
You're selling yourself short.
Yeah, I'm selling myself short. I'm falling in line with, the cycles of like people around me that I've grown up with, or
mm-hmm.
like, who I was raised by,
mm-hmm.
And then, becoming my own person is just like this freeing experience that like now when I come across these certain challenges or issues, they don't even feel like it
mm-hmm.
anymore. It's almost like like every time I know something's going wrong or I'm getting a little bit like down and out, or I'm just struggling, like I know something's new coming for me. That's when the most growth happens. So it's mm-hmm. like I enjoy these now. Like I'm like,
yeah,
it's like I allow myself to honor the emotion at the time. Like
mm-hmm.
I don't have a shame or a guilt, or with a lot of things I used to. I honor it, but I don't hold on to it. I let it go.
You don't dwell on it.
I let it go.
You don't just freaking hold on to it as much as you can. Yeah.
I fucking move on. And it just like my mindset has just completely altered, and my reality is completely altered.
No, that's good.
And like I can see the difference now between like certain people and their actions and like how I used to be, and I'm like, damn, like I'm very grateful that I'm not anymore. And just the more gratitude I express within myself and to what I have has allowed me to just be just evolve. Like just evolve. Like I'm just like, it's like almost like it's coming so fast that I'm like, fucking bring it on. Like I want it. Like give it to me.
No, it's funny you say that, because like that's how like I said, go back to the beginning of the month, like I had my struggles going on, and kind of in my head was like, all right, July, June are really good to me. This is kind of like my I look kind of like a movie, like on a movie, like there's a come up, like everything's going good, everything's just like solid, like the movie's going great,
mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden disaster happens, or something just happens to where it's like the come down, like this is where you get to like the grind the character,
mm-hmm.
to where like they're faced with adversity, they're faced with struggle, and they have to overcome it,
mm-hmm.
and like in typical movie fashion, they usually do overcome it.
Yeah,
and that's kind of how I look at like adversity now. It's like, all right, no, like this is my character development part right here, where like this is where things gotta get hard. Like I gotta look at this as an opportunity to grow, look at it as a lesson, and really just evolve, get better, and come out on top. Of like at the end, like I just think like that's how I look at it now. It's just like this isn't meant to defeat me. It's meant to challenge me and help me grow and become a better person. And that's hard. Like in our
it's a lot of it's identifying our old belief systems or old belief patterns.
Well,
like,
not with
if
ourselves.
but like when you start identifying like why you are the way you are with certain things, then you are like you have the option and the choice to change that.
Yeah.
So
and that's like for me, I can identify that and do that. But like what I'm going to is like trying to get that into someone else, like as a client.
Mm.
In fact, not even just clients, but like people in general. A lot of people they get defeated really quick.
They're defeated before they even do it.
Exactly. And so just like if there's one little obstacle, one little setback, and I mean like I said, I'm a very patient person now, so I gain more. Like I'm not gonna say I know how to handle every situation, but the more and more I'm training people, the more and more experiences I'm gaining and learning, to where like I'm able to handle certain things a little bit better, to where I kind of know certain cues that will help them, what cues won't help them, or certain even social norms, like how to communicate. I know when this communication is going to work and when this communication is not going to work. But I mean, there's so many people that just I hate to say it's like an entitlement, but like if something doesn't go right for them the first time, or if something doesn't go the way that like it's advertised because of whatever reason, then they just get so down. They just get so down, and it's very hard to get out of somebody. Like I said, it's very easy because someone like me or someone like you, we've done the work. We've gone through enough adversity to where we can sit here and just keep on understanding and being like, no, like this isn't here. It feels like we got to keep growing. But like you said, for someone that's had their values their whole life to where they constantly just every single time things have gone uncomfortable, things have gone hard, it's just easier to give up and go home and watch TV or go eat food, distract yourself,
or pleasure seek.
Yeah, pleasure seek.
Eating food, or
yeah,
going out and drinking, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's very hard to break. So it's always
it's the poor me. Like, why not? Like I deserve this, or like
exactly.
It's like no. Sometimes you don't deserve that because what you're doing is you're telling your body it deserves less. It deserves this. You're telling your body it deserves bullshit.
Yeah.
So that's what it's gonna believe. Oh, I deserve this bullshit fucking excuse.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna keep rewarding it
with
bullshit because I feel sorry for myself. I can't do this, and it's just like I'm very harsh on my clients in the sense that like if they tell me like personally, and I don't use this to manipulate them. Like if they tell me stuff like certain aspects of their life, for example, like I want to get out of my job. Like I hate my job. Like I hate working there. Like I want to do something else. Or like I feel like I'm getting drained from it. So then my friend, I'm like, okay, well, what are you doing about it? It's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, well, what are you doing about it? Like if you hate it so much and you want to get out of it, what steps have you taken to try to improve the situation? Are you applying that interactive looking for other jobs? Are you communicating and talking to people within the field, in your field or field that you want to work in to see what the aspects are? Are you doing training? Are you doing schooling?
Doing some groundwork?
Yeah, to move into that. And a lot of the time they're just like, oh, well, no, like, where do I start? It's like, well, you start by like I said, manifesting it, like how we just did right now. Start taking those steps, looking into it, seeing what does it take to do this, or what does it take to do that,
and then believe in doing it.
Exactly. And it's funny too because I had a client, and so this is actually a good story too. I had a client that did that, and she was just hated her job. She felt like her employers didn't treat her well, to where it was kind of I don't want to say an abusive relationship, but not like abusive, but like mentally like just like they would like kind of like use her and then like kind of and then be derogative to where like if she didn't do something that they wanted, or she didn't finish something because they overloaded her, like they would talk down to her, or be like, oh, like, well, why couldn't you finish and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I told her, I was like, yeah, you shouldn't be there. Like they don't appreciate and value what you're doing. They're just using, like, you're a machine to them. You're just until you finally gas out, like they're gonna keep using you. And so she's taking steps to prioritize herself and draw some boundaries. And one of the things that was cool about it was like you never want to hear about losing a client, but she's like, hey, like I need to take a break from training. The reason being because I need to save more money. Like I need to start getting proactive and like getting ready for school so I can go into this field. And I remember there was a trainer that was on her last day that was next to me, and like I was like, yeah, this is her last day training and everything like that. Like we're finishing up. She's like, oh, like yeah, are you gonna come back or like you being in the training? I was like, no, like this is a good thing. I'm like, this is part of the training. Like she's moving on in her life. So like as much as I want to help you guys physically, like mentally, like if you guys can get to a point to where like you want to improve your life in that aspect, and in your own life, and I'm all for that. Like I don't, like I said, I'm not in there to take your money, keep taking your money. Like I want you to keep growing as a person, and I can help you grow, make those decisions to make your life better. And then I'm doing exactly what I want to do. So it's just cool because when people do make that change and they do kind of get out of that comfort zone and take that leap, it makes me feel like, damn, like okay, like. I'm doing
part of that.
Yeah, I'm a part of that.
Yeah, that's very true. Being a part of that is such a rewarding experience.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah,
that's literally what we're here for. Yeah, like something similar, not to that extent, but like this lady's thing. She's got to take a leave from the gym for a while to focus on her children and then income and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I told her, I was like, because I was helping her out with like her lifestyle, like dieting and like just changes for like habits for just getting healthier. And I told her, I was like, hey, I don't care if you're leaving or not. Like, you got my number and you can still like contact me, and like I'm not gonna like charge you or anything like that. Like, it's gonna be like just like you've been here, because she has been here.
Yeah.
But she's got to go do something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not gonna not help you just because there's no money involved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not what I'm about. Obviously, I still have to live.
Yeah.
You know, but I have to live as well. So it's like, you know, but there are certain circumstances.
And the great thing about that, and it's like, I have to call it like a natural occurrence. It's usually if you do that well, if you do all that stuff well, you're gonna get rewarded some one way or another.
The universe will provide that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, because like the whole like thing, like love is a boomerang. You give love out, you're gonna receive it right back, because that's what you're. That's what you are. That's what you're, emulating. So it's like, it'll come back.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm not ever worried, and like making my or changing my mindset recently is the best thing for me that I've been doing is getting out of a neediness mindset of like, it's just it's hard to explain just because I'm just starting to like learn about more about it. Like, but I was already on the path of doing it. I just needed an extra thing to learn about to like connect the dot and go, okay, that's why I have been having this resistance of feeling this way, but I don't know why or what to do about it. So it's like, there's certain things that will come in, like it'll come across my way, and like boom, I connect the dot. I'm like, okay, next thing. Okay. Like it helps me like understand myself more in order to get myself to attract better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like just changing that mindset of like, needing something, like it just comes from this place of lack. Like you don't have it, or you don't deserve it, or it's like you have a lack of faith or trust in yourself. Mm-hmm. And like you're usually, when you're projecting that energy of neediness, like you're needing a validation from somebody. So it's like you're taking from them, essentially. People don't like when you take from them like that. But when you come from a place of just who you are, it's like you're secure within yourself. You're not taking anything from anybody. So people like that. They'll attract to you.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's like, I've practicing and applying has become like,
I get that because, and I feel like that's how I've always been too. Like, I think like understanding more, like getting to understand myself better, and realizing that like I don't have to receive anything to get gratification.
Because you got it all within yourself.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm very happy to tell. Like, I'm happy, and I know where my life is going. Mm-hmm. So it's like I can sit here and be like, okay, cool. Like, I did that person, and I didn't get anything out of it. But I'm happy that if it helped that person with whatever they're going through, whatever they needed, then cool. Like, that's fine. And because I'm good. Like I said, I'm secure in myself. Like, I'm good. And so that's kind of the cool thing. And let's go back to the conversation I have with my client. Like, one of my clients asked me just about like what they do with like certain people, like especially like when they don't, like they're there for you, but like they don't have your best interest, or like they don't show like the love that you want. And I was telling them, I was like, honestly, man, like I've been able to really separate myself from a lot of expectations, a lot of who people think I should be, like what I should do, or just what, like in general, like what people think is right or wrong. And I mean, for me now, I trust my instincts. I trust my morals and values, that I'm going to make a good decision that's not going to be malicious or evil to people. And if I do, like, I feel like I know I have this feeling when I know I'm doing something and I feel like I don't have the best intentions with it. And it
like,
kind of makes me
like people pleasing.
Yes, people pleasing, but like I also know like I'll catch myself in like training wise, like let's say like I try to upsell somebody on something, or let's say if I try to push something down, and I'm like, am I doing this because I feel like they need it, or am I feeling like am I doing this because it's gonna be better for me? And so like I'll catch myself in little like mental moment thing consultations or like certain things. I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me just focus on what I feel like they really need, and then in time, like I said, if I do the things that I'm supposed to, if that really is what they need, then it'll come to them. Mm-hmm. But let's just focus on what I feel like they need right now. And so I feel like that's helped a lot with just being intentional. I think we talked about this before in previous episodes, of being intentional and knowing what my intentions are. And so like a lot of times, it's very much
Excuse me.
shifted. Like I said, shifted towards not so much like you said chasing money. It's more about chasing. Okay, what does this person need? What does the person actually need? What do they want? How can my area, my knowledge, my experience help them with what they want to do? And versus this is what you need to do. This is what I want you to do because it's gonna make my life easier. It's gonna make me more money. Or I already have something that's in place that you could just follow and do this and make my life easier. And I think that's where I've seen my client retention increase and just being more authentic with that client and themselves, understanding where they're at, working with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I get what you're saying, like how the YouTube universe gravitates, because that's where just like when you actually care, when you actually take time, when you actually talk with somebody about things versus just telling them to do something or trying to make it convenient for you to make it work, then I think you stay return.
For sure. Yeah. People can feel it. And people can see it. Like, I know my client, like, I don't know how many times my client's been like, you're like a really cool guy. Like, and I'm just like, that makes me feel good because like, it allows me to, understand that like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Like we're having fun, and he's able to connect with me, and he's able to be open with me and like honest, just so I can actually truly help him. Because honesty is the fastest way to getting healthy. It's like if you're not honest about things, you're not honest with yourself.
Yeah.
You're not honest about like there's a shit ton of things you cannot be honest about. And it's just once you start being honest,
be randy about it.
Yeah. Once you start fucking integrity.
Integrity. You got to take me.
Yeah. If you don't have honesty with yourself, then you're not gonna make changes. You're not gonna make things work. It's just like you're just gonna fucking develop these patterns that are just.
Oh yeah. And that's why I'm big, like, on my consultations, like, I do phone calls, so I always like to talk to someone before, like, I do anything.
Yeah.
And, like, a big part of that for me is to understand, like, can I actually even help this person? Like, do I have the experience? Do I have the knowledge to do what they're doing? Like, what they're looking for, what they want to do? And if they tell me and, like, I have some experience with that, I'll be like, hey, like, this is what I can do for you. I have to learn a little bit more about this. If, like, it's something like, a little bit different from what I'm accustomed to, I can probably help you, but let me double check and make sure. If it's something that's completely at the spectrum of like what my experience and expertise is, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm a good fit. I wouldn't want to sell you such terms like, hey, I can do this for you when I have no idea. And I've done that multiple times where I'm just like, yeah, this probably isn't a good fit for the self training I do. And that's just because I've been in the past where like I have to try to do things that I don't necessarily experience in, or like I don't have a whole vast knowledge in. And I'm just like, okay, like that wasn't a good experience for either of us because one, they didn't get what they wanted, and now like I just feel like I undersold them like what I was able to do.
Okay, so I know for a fact that like I couldn't even try and fake a lot of shit. Like I can't like because like when I don't know something, my confidence within myself just goes to shit. And I just can't provide that.
Yeah.
And like it just like my internal like I have such a like I would have such an internal battle that it wouldn't even be a good experience.
Yeah.
So that's why I wouldn't even like if someone came to me and was like hey like what's this or like what can you help me with? I have no clue.
Yeah.
I have no clue. Yeah. I know somebody who might be able to help you out. Like like referring out. You just refer out. This is like because I like the whole faking until you make it. That's why. Dude, that's why I was fucking doing what I was doing when I was in firefighting. I was faking everything.
Yeah.
Just not faking the service of trying to, protect like land, property, and life.
But like the relationships.
Just faking of who I was in life. Everyone saw me as this noble, like noble being that like straight edge and like all this shit, and I'm just like, dude, like. There's so many things that I'm out of character with.
Yeah, it's the surface that everyone sees, not the substance.
And so like internally, like that's why I just wanted to distract myself and escape through fucking alcohol and partying and drugs. And, and when I got injured for the second time, I at that moment in my life, I didn't have the amount of gratitude developed that I have now, obviously. Yeah. Otherwise, I probably would have been doing all the shit I was doing.
Yeah.
But, it was just that experience I can now reflect back on and go, wow, like that's why I was that way. And so, like when you're what was I even getting into? When you're just like, oh yeah, when you're faking it, I can't fake it till I make it.
Yeah.
You know? Like I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I made a vow literally to myself. Like one day I was trying to meditate in the sauna and do breath work like I usually did. I was on like a 3 or 4 month fucking like thing. I was going for a while. Like I was just doing it for a minute.
Yeah.
And there's one day I couldn't do it, and I couldn't connect to how I usually connect in the sauna. And I was like, maybe I gotta like change it up and go shock myself. So I went to the cryo plunge,
Oh yeah.
the 38-degree water. And like when I got in there, I had this like boom, I had the shock I wanted, and like I had to bring myself back into my body, and I had this like moment of realization, like if I want to be who I want to be, I can't lie anymore.
Yeah.
I can't lie anymore.
No,
like, and that was one of my
yeah.
biggest issues was lying.
Yeah, even like, and I'll say this, like, even for myself, it's like even like the small little things I look at now.
Like
I'm just like I catch myself being like, hey, this is out of character. Like, no, I don't need to do this.
Yeah.
I don't need to do that.
I don't lie about shit anymore.
Yeah.
Like I really don't even like.
Yeah.
I completely that day I changed. I'm not lying about
Yeah.
shit because every time I did, I just fucking got so much further down into a hole.
You just keep going back and back and back.
And there was a lot of relationships that I had fucking like kind of ruined because of it. And so when I came back, when like, oh, I'm not lying anymore, there was no trust in a lot.
Yeah.
So like I learned that too, that like I had zero trust within myself. That's why I had to lie about a lot. Like, and so like lying, it's a whole cycle of shit.
Yeah.
So like I literally took that day, like a vow to myself, and then that was like, I feel like the beginning of like a big journey. Like I just dissolved my ego on that.
Yeah.
And so like I can't do that. I can't do that to people anymore like that. Like I can't like lowball them or like try and upsell them or like fucking, I work with people. Like you said, like, and if people like legitimately can't do something, I will work with them so I can still help them.
Yeah.
Like, and that's my mindset. Like, and I know my crowd, I know my location. So like, it's one of those things where like, I have to understand where I'm at.
Yeah.
And work with it and be grateful for that.
Yeah.
Then make moves on where can I improve elsewhere. So like, it's like not so, just isolated, one track minded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I gotta expand myself.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. Like I always see myself making adjustments, and like I'm not sitting here and like, oh, I don't get frustrated sometimes, or like, oh, I don't get like almost disappointed.
Oh yeah.
But like I try to push them, and like when I don't, so okay. I look at them like, okay, they're not getting this. What am I doing that's not what I'm doing, and what can I do to make better? And so like sometimes it's right there in the spot I can fix it. Sometimes it'll take till the next session for me to fix it, think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it'll take a week to figure it out, where I'm just like, okay, like we did this and tried this and it didn't work. What else am I doing that can make it to where this works for them, or we can do something that's going to be beneficial, that's going to help them with it. So if it's changing up the exercise and doing something else, or doing a different variation, or just giving them different cues, different body parts to focus them. So I'm like, it's always
or doing less. I find that to be very helpful. You have to just do less.
Yeah.
And do it for longer.
I say simplifying it. Yeah. Simplifying it is really, really big.
And then once you get those down, like I've learned that too. Like like the higher the expectation with a lot of things is like I gotta do less with them, so that we can do more.
Yeah.
Like it's getting that instant like gratification type shit.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't see that at the beginning though. Like that's where you develop your value. It's like where they when they see it, they'll understand. Go, oh wow, we really have came that far.
Yeah.
Like it's like doing a little every day.
Yeah.
Not trying to do a lot in one day.
Exactly. No, exactly. That's yeah. Making those accomplishments of just it's progressions. I always do that word progressions. Because that's what it is. I still, till this day, I've been training, working out for 6 years consistently, still making progressions.
Mm-hmm.
Still working with my body, making progressions, making things smoother, making things better.
And it will be down later on the line, 30 years from now.
Yeah.
Like when we're fucking, because there's a difference. It's a new cycle of life. You got to change it up.
Mm-hmm. You
got to do things different.
Yeah.
We always got to do things differently, like in certain phases.
Yeah. And so it's just, it's definitely something to, if you're a trainer or if you're just someone working out or in life, progression, man, like things are meant to be worked on and progressively keep getting better, whether it's slight changes or big changes. I think you have to just kind of trust the work you're doing and trust yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Trust in yourself and what you're doing.
Yeah, you gotta have faith. You gotta have gratitude.
I like it. Well, that was
30
I think
minutes,
30 minutes, and that's what we're trying to get to.
And
And keeping them a little bit shorter,
but
but with all that good stuff in it still.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
just a little clip.
Yeah, a little clip. But other than that, that was a good episode. Feel like we got some good stuff in there. So until next time, John.
Later.
You're not gonna say name.
Oh, Matthew.
Matthew or Matt? No, Matt.
Yeah, no, I don't like saying Matt. It sounds like I'm just like, yeah.
All right, later, guys. Matt.